Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the best of 30 Days of Sketches by Christie's Beautiful Life. And this is a sketch that we'll be using today, and my heart is a little bigger than this one, and I only have one photo instead of two, and it's not round. And today's sketch is really cute and by Creative Templates. I'm scrapping this photo of my niece. And I'm using Cozy Days by Simple Stories, and I showed the burlap dies, and I'm using the A2 size one. They're made for cards. There's a slimline one and a couple of A2 size there. And the odds and ends. And I did a bunch of fussy cutting. I'm going to also cut out those squares because I'm going to use them to make my heart. Now, I have made a patchwork heart before, only it was on cards and always the same size, one that fit a 6x6 card. And I was looking at these and I thought 2x2 little squares, I could make one. I wasn't even thinking of 2x2 by how much across it would be and everything. So it covers the whole back of the layout, but it still looks like a heart when it gets done, but it's huge. After looking at one of these hearts and doing them, you could probably just take a pair of scissors on a sheet of paper like this and cut the heart out. Leave the ones square that need to be square and angle the ones that need to be angled. But I wanted mine to look more individual. So I cut them all apart and then I inked them. I did think about distressing them and talked myself out of it. And I went with just the inking instead. And I used tea dye ink. No, I didn't. I used vintage photo because it's a little bit darker. But this heart does look great on a card, and putting like thinking of you on the front or something over the top of the heart. And yeah, you make the squares smaller though, of course. You don't go all the way up to 2 inches, that's for sure. But I like the idea of using this paper and having different things on there. I have made like little tiny flower patterns or something. One that is not too uniform is what I like more. And I did think about using it on my layout today, but I saw this paper and thought, I think I'll give it a try. I didn't want to waste my burlap paper, my die cuts. So I went ahead and cut 3 hearts out of it because I figured if I don't use them all on this layout, I'd use them on another. And they cut out really good. But I am going to back this one in, I think I back it in black. I think that's what I ended up doing. I think it looked really good straight on the layout if it wasn't too busy beneath it. I put the black because it was. I kind of wished I'd put a lighter color. Maybe I could have cut a little chunk of the background paper if I'd been thinking out from behind those squares, but I wasn't thinking about it. But I used black and it looks okay, but I think, I would have been just a wee bit happier with a lighter color. I ran out of squares to use and had to cut some, and I just cut them by hand. I think I ended up pulling the trimmer back out of habit, but I just cut those ones by hand. I am trying to decide what I want at the top there. There was a couple I didn't want, and I moved the squirrel around because it was too close to a pink one. I don't know. I don't remember why I moved it. My idea was the squirrel and acorn right there together. Like the little scratch, I think it is. I think he's called Scrap or Scratch or something on Ice Age with that big old acorn. Yeah, and then I ended up moving it. And why? I don't know. I I didn't even notice it till I was editing the video. But I used a lighter color for the triangle ones. I did consider using a dark brown. It had like polka dots, and I did consider it, but in the end I decided to go ahead and use the lighter triangle, and I pulled the tag out to match. And that tag will get an enamel dot on it over the little hole in there before I'm done with the layout. And I decided just to name my title Blessed. And I don't think I put anything else with it. No, I didn't. I thought about a couple of things, but I don't guess I ever had any follow through. Um, the flowers, they came from that one paper that you seen and another one, but they're the same flower on both pages. I think one page had them a little bit smaller. And I am putting foam tape behind almost all of them. A couple, let's see, one, two. Two is all the do not get foam tape on them. And I put it under the leaves and everything. So little teeny tiny bits of foam tape on there. And I got to tell you about my picture. That's my niece. And see how the sun is shining through the trees and that magenta looking, it looks magenta, rays coming through there. Yeah, I thought so cute and looks so country. It's what made me think of doing the patchwork heart. And I do have more of her, but that's the only one with the sun shining through like that. But it is one of the times when she was on one of those faux photo shoots. Well, I don't guess they're faux because those girls did a pretty good job. But her and her friends would decide to take each other's photos and do photo shoots. And whoever took this one did pretty good getting the sun rays in there. I cut this one out, and I mean, it turned out pretty good size. And I thought, well, if I'm going to get it on here, where am I going to get it at? So I decided to use that whole empty space there for it. It came off the side of the paper, so I had that one straight side, and I needed to put it coming from somewhere, and that's how it ended up there. No other reason. Now, I just laid that double flower up there, but I was thinking, man, I ought to cut this apart. I don't like the two flowers there together like that. And I'm going to just take it off and put a different one on there since there's so many. But it will be moved and something else will be there by the end of the layout. I Let's see. Oh, I'm still putting flowers on there. So while I'm doing that, I want to mention that down there below is the link to the playlist that Christy created for the hop. So you can find the videos a whole lot easier. Everybody can do their videos, upload it, and add it to the playlist. And also the Facebook group. And of course, some people are putting them on Instagram, which you'd use, well, maybe I ought to go to the Facebook to find out what that is. I don't think I have it memorized this time. If I remember, though, I will put it in the description because I do not think it's there. Of course, I've just been copying and pasting from the day before ever since day one. So it might be there. It might be there. So double check down there and see. But I think I'm about done with the layout. Oh, I'm gonna ink the edges just a little bit since I inked all the little squares, and I'm going to add some sequins and then I'll be done. But oh, I decided I needed a few more flowers. So I am just adding a few. I stuck that little teeny tiny bouquet. Well, I think it was a branch off of one of the other flowers. And I stuck it in there and forgot to glue it. So now I'm having to put little teeny tiny adhesive strips on there. But it's going to go ahead and go on the layout because it is a cute little spray. Uh, the sequence that I'm using is Big Mom Scraps and it's boho chic. And they're really pretty autumn colors and go really good with this collection. But I am almost done with my layout. When I get those on there, I think that'll be it. Uh, no, I think I had one more flower because I kept looking and thinking it needed one more flower. So I'm adding a little bit of dimension under the tiny flower and I think the very top of it and tucking it underneath my photo. And apparently cutting part of it off. I forgot about that. But that's it. That's my layout. And it was fun creating this, even though it ended up bigger than I was thinking about. I should have done the numbers in my head. But yeah, it will work with 2 by 2 squares if you trim a couple of them down. Well, it's 2, 4, 6 of them down, just a little bit. But I did have fun making it. And it looks good too, layered like with another solid color beneath it. And of course, it does look good distressed. So it has several options that you can do it with. And I've even seen a few people stitch. No, I'm not going to stitch that much. But if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. And thank you all for watching my video today. I know there's plenty out there for you to watch, and I really appreciate you watching mine. And thank you for the comments that you leave. They all make my day. But yeah, there's, see how the inking makes it look separate? At least it does to me. I like that. But have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun on the hop and trying out the sketches and the different ways everybody are using the sketches. And make it your own. Bye.